The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett, and welcome to Montreal's Olympic Stadium for this afternoon's game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and Montreal Expos. Both teams are doing the 2-2 thing this week. The Dodgers were down in New York the last two games since we did the 4th of July game, so this is from July 7th. The Dodgers went down and pounded the New York Mets for two. It's 1982, and that's what you're supposed to do. And the Expos posted two against the San Diego Padres. The Padres and Expos split their series. The Dodgers, as I said, swept the Mets. So these are the two best teams in Major League Baseball. The Expos are 54 and 26, so they will cross halfway through the 82 season today. The Dodgers did that Monday in New York. They're now 52 and 31, and they are now in the second half of their season. Overall, since this is from Wednesday, July 7th, Thursday or Friday, we will flip halfway through the Major League season, so it's all kind of downhill from here. Don't forget, of course, that next Tuesday at lunch is the All-Star game right here from Montreal. And we'll have four games for you next week. On Thursday, a week from today, we'll actually have an honest-to-goodness doubleheader. And I believe it's between the White Sox and the Brewers. And then I forgot what the National League game is for Friday. So we'll have the All-Star game on Tuesday and a doubleheader for you on Thursday. And, of course, don't forget, starting next week, we go to our third date of the week for baseball. It will be Friday afternoons. So with all that in mind, because there was no other, let's go right to the action. Where did my mouse go? Here we go. No, I didn't mean to do that. Hit the right button. How you doing? Try to stand. Good afternoon to you too, my friend. And so, as you can see, the Expos are 54 and 26. The Dodgers are 52 and 31. And here we got Charlie Lee versus Fernando Valenzuela. So you got a possible Game 2 starters for both teams if this is the National League Championship Series. And why do I think this is going to be the National League Championship Series? Well, you can see the story right here. The Expos have a 6-game lead over the Phillies at 54 and 26. Run differential of 155. The Phillies and the Cardinals are playing very good baseball. The Cardinals are now 45 and 37, but they're still 10 games behind the Expos. Like I said, they split with San Diego Monday and Tuesday, but they still have the best record in baseball at 54 and 26. The Dodgers, well, actually they play the Braves next Friday afternoon, I believe is what I picked. They've won 3 straight. They have a 9-game lead over Atlanta, who is finally over 500. The Dodgers have the second best record in all of baseball and play very well on the road. They're 27 and 18. The American League, since we were with you last night, the Detroit lead over Baltimore is now 2 games, and California is now staring right in the barrel of a red-hot Kansas City. Kansas City played the Red Sox, and they've won 10 straight. Not that the Red Sox have won 10 straight. Kansas City is now 46 and 33, just 2 back in the loss column. And the White Sox are only within 2. And Kansas City's bullpen is miles ahead of the Angels. But getting down to business here this afternoon, Charlie Lee is on the hill. He's looking for win number 10, which might get him an invite to stay home and eat some poutine. He's 9-2 on the year with a 2.52 ERA. His last appearance was July 2nd against the Pittsburgh Pirates, so he's on regular rest. 7 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walking none and striking out 4 to get that win. So overall, 96 1/3 innings, 70 hits, He does give up the long ball on occasion, 9 so far. 29 runs, 27 earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 52. You look down, unless you're ID Jester, you see that he does have that no-hitter June 16th against the Cardinals. And the lineup he will face as we say hello to Dave from Baseball Demos. How you doing, Robbie? Poutine is awful. Bite your tongue. Oh, and baseball working it early. Charlie has a sister named Sarah who allegedly makes great baked goods. Best cakes ever. Best? No, those were the Pepperidge Farm. The ones that you froze and you thawed and they were all coconut frosting. All right, here's a lineup for the Dodgers. Steve Sachs bats second and plays first. Kenny Landreau legs poutine as all red-blooded Americans should. He will play center and bat second. Steve Garvey at first, he'll hit third. Rick Monday cleans up in left field, and that's just always a bad situation here in Montreal. Ron Say the Penguin bats fifth and plays third. George Orta is the right fielder. He'll go sixth. Steve Yeager, the catcher, will bat seventh. Bill Russell, the shortstop, bats eighth, and Fernando Valenzuela will go ninth. Defensively for Les Expos, Timmy Raines is in left. He's a 4-4. Andre Dawson is a 10-5 in center. And Norman, I don't remember him. He's a 2-4 in right, and there's a reason why I don't remember him. The infield is fairly good. Tim Wallach is 7 at third. Chris Spires sitting on a long hitting streak is at short is a 6. Frank Tavares missing an angel. He's a 3 at second. And Al Oliver a 6 at first. Gary Carter behind the plate. He's a 10 and a 7. And Charlie Lee is ready. Steve Sachs is ready. They're playing on the corners because Sachs can drop one down. Hitting .237, 3 homers, and 27 RBI. And this one starts with a ground ball to Wallach over to Oliver for 1 out. Of course, yeah, I don't know how you can dislike French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. It's like the best of both worlds. Here's Kenny Landreau, 243, 3 homers, and 24 RBI. The diner that used to be across the street would serve it for breakfast on the weekends with 2 eggs, any style you wanted, and bacon in it, for goodness sakes. Why do you think So if you got the eggs medium or kind of sunny side up, just enough to get the eggs runny, it just made such a happy gravy. And a happy run is a happy life. I told you what Landreau's numbers are. Lee delivers, and there's a ground ball to Tavares over to Oliver for the 2nd out. So, a rare meeting where, in teams here, this is just a 2-game set, where you could have the possible league championship series. If you remember, they did it by division and not by best record. So if the Expos win the East, they would host games 1 and 2, and then it would swing out, presumably, to Los Angeles for games 3, 4, and 5 if needed. Here's Steve Garvey, 276, 10 homers, and 37 RBI. Lee's ready, and there's a fly ball to left. Back goes Raines. He makes the catch to retire the side. Charlie Lee does his job. Nothing across for the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the 1st. Los Angeles, nothing. Here come the Expos. And Fernando Valenzuela is not having a sophomore slump. This is start number 19 for Fernando. He is 12-4 on the year with a 2.41 ERA. This is start number 19 for the reigning Cy Young champion. He has 2 games against Montreal on the year and won them both. He has thrown 2 complete games in a row. His last time out was Saturday against the Astros. 9 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 9. On the season, he has thrown 145 and 2/3 innings, 125 hits, scattered 3 home runs, 45 runs in total, 39 earned. And Lasorda's working that arm hard, 33 walks and 116 strikeouts. Here's the lineup he'll face. Tim Raines will lead it off in left field. Frank Tavares, doing nobody any favors at second, will bat second. And then you get, this is why the Expos have the best offense in baseball. Andre Dawson will bat third, Al Oliver fourth, and Gary Carter fifth. And let's throw in Timmy Wallach at third, batting sixth for good measure. Norman, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Chris Spire, sitting on a 14-game hitting streak, will bat eighth, and Charlie Lee will bat ninth, the pitcher. Oh, yeah. Oh, I missed the pun. I saw the Bobby Grits thing, but missed the pun. Bacon, yuck. Raw eggs, yuck. French fried and gravy's fine, but other than that, oh, ID, just stop right there. You live in Florida, for Christ's sakes. Bacon is yummy. How you doing, Terry Joseph? Oh, yay! Clinton got banned over at Digital Diamond for telling them their poopy stinks. Congratulations. Oh, man, the new game is apparently just an absolute joke. I'm so glad I didn't buy it. So here's Timmy Raines at 279, and they're playing in for the bunt, saying Garvey, so he will not do that. 4 homers and 32 RBI for Raines, and 40 stolen bases as the Expos cross halfway today. Rick Monday is in left, getting a shower of Labatt 50, I'm sure. He's a 2 and an 8. Kenny Landros in center, he's a 5 and a 3. George Orta a 7 and 6 is at right field. Ron Say is a 6 at third. Bill Russell a 7 at short. Steve Sachs a 6 at second, must be early in his career. And Steve Garvey an 8 at first, with Steve Yeager a 4 and a 7 behind the plate. Clinton and Ron in a Game 7 this weekend on Baseball Demos channel. That's awesome. I'm not going to tell you what Clinton said, but if you missed it last night, Clinton got the great news that he is gainfully employed again. Congratulations, buddy. But I agree with what you're saying in the chat. I'm just not going to say it out loud. I told you what Raines is doing. He's going to swing away. Dodgers play for the bunt, and Raines hits out right back to Fernando. Over to Garvey, 1 out. C.B. Buckner's the home ump for the third time that Clinton and I had the shenanigans. And so congrats to Robbie's Deadballers for winning 2 games in that series. We still need 1 more win to put it away, and I'm telling you, I've got my elbow already iced. It's just keeping it ready for the champagne this weekend. Here's Frank Tavares, 134 on the year, 9 for 67 with 4 RBI. 1 out, bottom of the first, and Tavares pops this one up left side. Say is there. 2 out. Here's Andre Dawson at 318, 14 homers and 55 RBI. Bobby Catalano, how are you? I love how Clinton just holds no prisoners. I was watching some of Al's stream this morning. I'll tell you about it in a second. Let me do it to Austin here. Valenzuela's pitch. Got him. He got him. Fastball swung on and missed on a full count. And the side goes down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1. Los Angeles nothing. The Expos nothing. And a hearty boo for Rick Monday at 324, 6 homers and 22 RBI. Say in order to follow. And before I lose my train of thought, I flipped it over to Al's stream this morning. And I think just watched one batter, a situation where I think it was the A's and the Reds in a one-off. Because Al likes to do those types of tournaments, you know. And it was a situation where the Reds were behind, and they clearly needed a pinch hit for him, and they didn't. For Danny Jackson. And I was like, nope, even Baseball 101 tells you that. So, anyway, Lee's delivery to Monday is a fly ball to right. Back goes Norman, 1 out. Here's Ron Say at 207, 10 homers and 34 RBI. Charlie Lee and Fernando Valenzuela are going to get comfy here. Pitch to Say is a fly ball to shallow center. Dawson's there. 2 quick out for George Orta. 222 with 2 RBI on the year, limited duty. Did not have a hit against lefties on the year, but Lee's a righty. Charlie delivers, and there's a fly ball to shallow right. Norman has it, and that will retire the side. 6 up, 6 down for the Expos. No runs, no hits, no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Dodgers nothing, Montreal nothing. All right, yeah. Doing just fine this afternoon, Bobby. And it looks pretty, but yeah. Oh, that's not good, Clinton. That's not good. All right, so don't forget, starting next week, we'll be doing baseball on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at noon. Monday and Wednesday night, we'll be doing some playoff hockey. Patriots Challenge tomorrow afternoon as Oliver steps in. Oliver at 3:57, 10 homers and 52 RBI. The 91 Redskins and Patriots will play at noon tomorrow. Fernando delivers, struck him out. Oliver took a Scroogey just below the belt on an 0-2 pitch, and here's one away for Gary Carter. Carter at 344, 14 homers and 64 RBI. And if the Expos continue to have the best record in baseball, Gary Carter's just got to keep doing what he's doing. Fernando deals, and there's a fly ball to shallow right. Orda's there. 2 out for Tim Wallach. Timmy at 282, 17 homers, 67 RBI. Got to think he's going to be playing Tuesday afternoon at his home park. Fernando deals, and there's a ground ball to say over to Garvey at first, and that will retire the side. So the Expos go quietly in the second. After 2, it's the Dodgers nothing, and the Expos nothing. This is going to be a pitcher's duel. So, yeah, I think so, gang. I think this is going to be one of those going to compete for a complete game. Lee has 26 pitches through 2, Fernando 24. Yeager is sitting on a 9-game hitting streak at 317 of all things, 2 homers and 18 RBI. Robbie, you're a scoundrel, Robbie. Pitch to Yeager, and there's a fly ball to right center. Dawson moves over, makes the catch for the out, and they'll bring up Bill Russell at 288, 2 homers and 28 RBI. Wow, 8 databases and at least 32. And Clinton did all that work. You got to cross him over. There's just no excuse for that. Let's see. Don't forget, next week might be the biggest week in this channel's history. Or at least I'm hoping it is. Sunday, Easter Sunday at 7 o'clock, the Patriots Challenge concludes with the 85 Bears from Alumni Stadium on Chestnut Hill. It's the Bears and the Patriots Sunday night at 7. That's Easter Sunday, right here on Retro Sports Network on Big Week. Lee delivers to Russell. There's a ground ball to Spire by the bag at second, over to Oliver for the out. Is someone having poutine? I wish. No, I did not have poutine today. Good old American food. Kentucky Fried Chicken with mashed potatoes and cookies. Don't you have Popeyes down there? We don't have them up here in Vermont. I hear it's a lot better for you. My arteries are glad that there's not a Popeyes up here. Fernando Valenzuela, 133 on the year with 2 RBI, 6 for 45. Pitch, got him. So 9 up, 9 down. 2-2 pitch, a changeup on the outside corner, and the Dodgers go down in order. 2.5 in the books. Dodgers nothing, the Expos nothing. Yeah, I like fried chicken, but Kentucky Fried does not agree with me, and so it's a good thing. My diabetes appreciates that too. It's Dan Norman, if you wondered, and he is 7 for 37, 189 on the year, with 4 RBI. Go to the bottom of the third, no score. Valenzuela's pitch, and Norman sent this one into left. Monday in the corner, out of play. Someone from Gatineau made that one. Has themselves a souvenir. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Valenzuela deals. Struck him out. A 1-2 on the outside corner. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's one away. Here's Chris Spire, 14-game hitting streak, 286 on the year. 6 homers and 35 RBI. Nelson Norman. He played for Texas. It might be a brother. Dave. Pitch to Spires. Fly ball to right. Order goes back in the corner for the second out. Hey, just between you and me, and not the person. I like Canadian bacon. And just between you and me, never mind who else might be listening, but just between you and me, tomorrow, there are two good friends of the communities with birthdays tomorrow, okay? Dave Gardner, make sure you send him Market Basket ice cream sandwiches and some dunks. And Dave Little are celebrating birthdays tomorrow. So just between you and me, just go wish them a happy birthday tomorrow. Here's Charlie Lee at 121 with 2 RBI and the year with nobody on. He's going to bat. Better swing away anyway. Fernando delivers, and Lee draws a walk, and that is the first base runner for either team this afternoon. Brings up Tim Raines. So Fernando, 2 2/3 innings, 38 pitches through 9 batters, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Lee's not going anywhere. Fernando deals, and Raines lines this one to center. Landro can't get it. That's the first base hit of the game. Lee's on his way to third. Raines is going into second with a stand-up double. That rolled all the way to the wall. And now with 2 out, Frank Tavares has a chance to drive in a couple. Yet tomorrow is Dave Day. Yep. So 2 out, 2 on. Runners on second and third for Tavares. So Fernando has the edge here. Pitch to Tavares. It's a ground ball to Sachs over to Garvey, and it's going to hold. They don't score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. After 3, it's the Dodgers nothing, the Expos nothing. DJ John playing catch-up in the chat. Yeah, Clinton, I do belong to the Facebook page too, and I'm sorry to see that no one's legitimate concerns were addressed, but the game does look purtier. Not as purty as this, and of course OOTP is the king of good graphics for sim games. Steve Sachs is 0 for 1. Charlie Lee, 39 pitches through 3 innings. 3 innings and 1 strikeout, and that's about it. Sachs grounded to third to start the ball game. Oliver and Wallach come in to play the bunt. Sachs hits a ground ball right back to Wallach. This looks familiar. Over to Oliver, 1 out. So Landro is 0 for 1. Kenny grounded out to second. And since the computer doesn't know about the improper rules of baseball or the unwritten rules, we play again for the bunt. Lee delivers. Ball 4, so the Dodgers have their first runner on. And Landro. Here's Garvey. Flew out to deep left center and walked on a full count. Throw the first runner back. Let's see. Yeah, Robbie, it is. And the sad thing about it, I'll talk about it after Garvey. Pitch from Lee. There goes Landro. Throw down. Oh, it's a comebacker to Lee over to Oliver. So the Dodgers do the hit and run, and Garvey's retired, 2 out. So Tommy did the right thing by sending Landro. Gets out of the double play for Rick Monday, who gets another shower of boos here from the partisan throng here in Montreal. Pitch to Monday. There's a base hit up the middle. Landro will round third and score. The Dodgers are on the board first, 1-0 on the single by Rick Monday. So both teams finally have a hit. And it's Rick Monday that got the hit, and boy, the chorus of boos coming down from the upper decks. You can hear. And here's Say. Say's 0 for 1, flew out to center. This time he pops up left side. Wallach looks up against the roof and makes the catch. Dodgers draw first blood, a run on a hit and no errors. 3.5 down. It's the Dodgers 1, Montreal 0. the shame, and I'll leave it alone after this, with Digital Diamond Baseball, is that it would be a great game to show how cards, and even though there's no cards and dice there, the results are all driven on cards and dice, and it's a great way to show people how well an engine can work and why we like cards and dice games. But between the app distribution issues, which I'm sure weren't touched, the fact that we've done videos and no one even bothered to defend the game, and this just tries to tell me that there's some dysfunction there. And that's too bad, because the community is too small and to be doing that, and that's just poor form on their part. Here's Andre Dawson. He struck out the first time. He's not going to bunt. 1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the fourth. Valenzuela deals, and that's a ground ball to Russell by the bag at second over to Garvey for the out. Yeah, it's such, it could be so, something simple can actually be deep. And I think that they've missed a golden opportunity there. And DJ John is right. The only good thing at Kentucky, I like their coleslaw too, but their mashed potatoes are good. Here's Al Oliver. He struck out. Fernando has 3 in the game. 1 out, bottom of the fourth. Sharp grounder to Say, long throw to Garvey for the out. So Fernando and Charlie Lee doing their part here in the fourth. Derek Carter's 0 for 1. Pitch from Valenzuela. Fly ball, a pop-up, sacks, shallow center, makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. 4 in the books. It's the Dodgers 1, the Expos nothing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I eat before these streams, because you guys make me hungry. I didn't realize that Kentucky Fried Chicken made mac and cheese. George Orta, Steve Yeager, and Bill Russell for the Dodgers here in the fifth. Orta is 0 for 1. Flew out to shallow right his first time up. Lee starts the top of the fifth with a walk. Fastball wide on a full count. And then I'll bring up Yeager, who is 0 for 1. Flew out to right center. 9-game hitting streak. 1-0 Dodgers, top of the fifth. Lee delivers, and there's a little bunt down. Carter with a fantastic stop throws it to Tavares, covering for the out. Yeager just laid down an absolute beauty, but Carter pounced on it, got it, and got the slower Yeager at first. So the sack is good. Orta moves into scoring position, and that brings up Bill Russell, who grounded to short. So the Dodgers have done their due diligence to stay out of double play situations, especially with Lee being a good ground ball pitcher. Russell, speaking of which, grounds that one up the middle. Orta will hold at third, surprisingly. And so runners on the corners, 1 out for Fernando. And they're going to play for the squeeze. Oliver and Wallach come in. Fernando struck out his first time up, the only strikeout thrown by Lee. Charlie delivers. There goes Russell. The throw down to Spire, and he's safe. And so Tommy played that one perfectly. Infield will play back now on a full count. 3-2 to Fernando. Lee from the stretch. There's a base hit into right field. Orta will score. Russell will try and score. Norman's throw home is close but not in time. Norman should have had that and didn't. Instead, 2-run score, and the Dodgers go up 3-0 on the 2 RBI single by Fernando. That's saying a lot, Dave, about Strat's customer service. Yeah, chicken and waffles are big. I don't see it. I like waffles and I like fried chicken, but I would never combine the two. It'd be like bagels and ice cream. I wouldn't want it. I like them both, but I wouldn't want to do it. So Steve Sachs is 0 for 2. Charlie Lee threw 18 batters. His defense let him down the field. 4 1/3 innings, 73 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs all earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 1. Can get out of this with a ground ball with Fernando standing at first. Pitch to Sachs is a ground ball right back to Lee. Tavares at second for 1 over to Oliver. Sachs can fly, and he got there. So it was just hit too hard. It's one of the occasions where the AstroTurf really worked against the Expos. On a grass field, actually I got that logic reversed. Sachs would have beat it out anyway. So it's a fielder's choice, score at 1-4. As Uncle Ron forgot his baseball strategy. Landro's 0 for 1. He has walked and scored. Lee delivers. Ball 4. So if Tommy Lasorda is going to have some tough choices to make for the All-Star game on Tuesday, and Charlie probably is pitching himself off the team. There's a lot of good pitchers in the National League. Garvey's 0 for 2. You know Steve Rogers is going to be there. He's got a chance to win 30. Garvey swung on and knocks to below the belt for a strikeout to end the inning on a 1-2 pitch. But the Dodgers get 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. Halfway home in Montreal, it's the Dodgers 3. The Expos nothing. And so here is the complete box score of the game so far. Oh, Jesus. How you doing, Todd B? If Norman slipped, we could say Norman fell. Ba-doom boom. That's good. So don't forget, folks, next Tuesday afternoon, I'll go on camera for a second. So our massively big, stupendous week starts Sunday, as I said, the conclusion of the Patriots Challenge. It will be the 85 Bears and the 2007 Patriots. Easter Sunday at 7. Would have liked to have started later considering it's a holiday, but Game of Thrones is at 9, and so I know some of you do both, so you don't have to make the choice. Tuesday, the All-Star Game at noon from Montreal. Everybody eat poutine except for ID because he's just un-Canadian. Bet he doesn't even like Labatt or Molson either. So that will be at noon on Tuesday. The big thing on Thursday, of course, is the release of Action PC Football. We will have that for you live when it happens. We will install it. We will mod it, and we will play a game. That is sometime during the day on Thursday. Plus, we start our classic hockey series with the 1983 Stanley Cup Finals between the New York Islanders and Edmonton Oilers, primetime Monday and Wednesday. A big week right here on Retro Sports Network. All right, enough blab. Let's get back to it. Timmy Wallach is 0 for 1. Fernando Valenzuela looking for win number 13 on the year. Has a 3-run lead as we start the bottom of the 5th. Tim is 0 for 1, and he's not now. That one's going all the way to the wall in right center. Wallach's going for 3, and the throw is not in time. So that brings up Mr. Roper Norman Fell, who is 0 for 1. He struck out, but Dave's joke did not. So the Expos have a runner on third with nobody out for Norman. Spire to follow, and then Lee. Fernando delivers, struck him out. On an 0-2 pitch, he swung on and missed at the fastball, and that's 4 for Fernando. Brings up Chris Spire, who's 0 for 1. As I said, sitting on a 14-game hitting streak. Fernando deals, and that gets away from Yeager. Wallach is going to score. It's a pass ball, went all the way on the running track, and then to the backstop and died. And so the Expos are on the board. It's now 3-1 Los Angeles. So Spire's job has been made easier. No shutout for Fernando. The 2-2. Ground ball base hit up the middle, and so Spire's hitting streak is now at 15 games. And with 1 out, you're going to bunt Charlie Lee anyway. They're playing for the bunt. Lee drops one. Valenzuela throws to first. Sacks covering. It works. So 2 out, Inspire on second for Timmy Raines. So through 18 batters, Fernando Valenzuela, 66 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 4. And the run here in the 5th, I thought a pass ball was not an earned run. Anyway, Raines is 1 for 2. He's got a double. Oh, I wonder if that was actually edited. Dombrov, I think Robbie's played. If Robbie's still here, I believe Robbie's played some Dombrov baseball. He can give you a good indication. I know that ID got the board game with a lot of players. I'm not sure what he did with it. Pitch to Raines is strike 3. 2-2 on the outside corner, and Fernando bails himself out of trouble. A run on 2 hits and no errors. We played 5. Of course, we said the word poutine. We played 5. Los Angeles 3, Montreal 1. And so Rick Monday gets another shower of booze. Whether that's some spirits or some Labatt's or just some general bong shares, we don't know. He's 1 for 2. His single drove in the first run of the ball game in the 4th. Oh, that's just terrible, Clinton. Pitch to Monday is a line drive to right. Norman's there. You can knock on his door anytime you want because he made the catch. Here's Ron Say. He's 0 for 2. Lee delivers, and there's a ground ball to Spire. That one moving in a hurry over to Oliver, 2 out. Did we get? Yeah, we got rain this morning, Clinton. It was raining pretty good. It stopped now. Before I got my haircut, I went over to Dunkin' and got my coffee, and it's actually not too bad here now, but it rained pretty heavy, I think, overnight. Here's George Orta. So you've got some wet weather coming your way. Orta is 0 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run. Lee's pitch. And there's a fly ball to left. Raines goes over in the corner and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5.5 in the books. Dodgers 3, Expos 1. Yeah, that ought to do it. You guys are in rare form today. Here's Frank Tavares, 0 for 2. Remember, it only takes a minute, guys, to like and sub. To like and sub. It only takes a minute, gang. To like and sub. To like and sub. He's 0 for 2, like my singing, and not anymore. He's hits that one in the left center, and Tavares is on with the double. Drop that one in front of Landro, and if you want to talk about bad puns, you know that Landro at some point was with Anaheim, so you know somewhere he's missing being an Angel. Here's Andre Dawson. Dawson is struck out. He is 1 for 2. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Expos. Pitch to Dawson is a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Tavares will round third and score. And it's now 3-2. So Al Oliver at the plate, he's 0 for 2. He has struck out once. And Andre Dawson, with 19 steals, sits at first base. Running hit is on. The throw down to Russell is not in time. Make it 20 for Dawson on the close play. He only had a 51% chance. So maybe if I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't have done it. But it's a steal, and so the tying run is on second. Nobody out here in the 6th. Al Oliver, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fernando deals, and there's a ground ball to Russell. So the Expos stay out of the double play over to Garvey for the out. 1 out. Gary Carter's 0 for 2. As I shed subscribers with my voice. 10, 1 if by Landro, 2 if by C. Tavares was a disco group in the 70s. No, Clinton, no. I mean, the community, it's one thing if you guys get off on a topic and I'm not interested in it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's just baseball. You know, you deserve, talk about what you want. Baseball's a passive sport. But when people need to know before they plunk down their money on something, whether they're going to get their money's worth out of it. And so I don't mind that at all. Your concerns and Al's concerns, I think, are very legitimate. And I think that game companies have a distinct responsibility, as Gary Kinder digs in the box, to listen to what their customers have to say. And it's more than just that. I mean, you've done a lot of hard work for it. So you've every right to be disappointed and every right to call them out. Now, if someone from Digital Diamond wants to respond, I'm going to let them do that. But right now, you know, they've kind of earned that reputation. Pitch to Carter. Got him! Fernando got him to foul tip one into the mitt. And there's 2 outs. So that's 6 for Fernando. And that brings up Timmy Wallach. So Dawson can tie the game on a base hit. Wallach has a triple. He has 6 on the year. So he's already doubled his real life total. Fernando deals. Ball 4. And that brings up Dan Norman. So Fernando's not going to mind that walk. What can I do? I've got right field Cromartie. Oh, but Cromartie's a lefty. You can't hit lefties. Who can hit lefties? Nobody can hit lefties. So Norman will stay. Crowd likes that. Norman's ready. Excuse me. Fernando's ready. He delivers, and there's a fly ball to right. Got it. And that retires the side. Charlie Lee gives me the fatigue warning as we start the 7th. A run on 2 hits and no errors. After 6, it's the Dodgers 3. The Expos have made this close. They have 2. Yeah, you know, and that's Fernando mania. You know, it's one thing if you're just kind of ranting and raving for no apparent reason, but you know, this is a community of sports gamers, and you know, people ought to know what they're doing, what they're not doing, and all the work you did. You did the defensive ratings on 30 different seasons. First of all, as far as I'm concerned, it's Yeager, Russell, and Valenzuela, by the way, here in the 7th. As far as I'm concerned, it's not the player's job to do what the game designer should do. I have no trouble helping out anyone if they're looking for constructive advice or whatever. But it's not your job as a paying customer to build the game. Pitch to Yeager, and there's a ground ball to Tavares over to Oliver for the out. Bill Russell is 1 for 2. Singled, stole a base, and scored. Lee delivers. Ground ball to Tavares over to Oliver for the out, 2 out. Here's Fernando. He's 1 for 2. He had that big 2-run single in the 5th to make it 3-0 at the time. It's now 3-2. Speaking of Fernando mania, there was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando. They were shining for you and me. For Farmer John. Fernando. There. I came up with that in the early 80s, which just tells you just how much of a dork I am. Anyway, Fernando will hit this one right on the left side. Wallach on the line will make the catch to retire the side. Stretch time here in Montreal. Last call for some Labatt 50. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Dodgers 3, the Expos 2. So Spire, we'll see about Lee. Depends on what Spire does. And then Raines here in the 7th. Fernando cruising right along here. 6 innings, 5 hits. Spire 1 for 2 on a single. Ground ball to Sachs behind the bag. And the throw to Garvey for the out. So we'll let Lee hit here. He has a walk. If he can get 1 or 2 runners in the 8th, that's all Jim Fanning would want him to do. Won't be a complete game, but he could, whatever he does is less the Expo bullpen has to get done. Or he could reach. Ground ball to Sachs, over to Garvey, 2 out. Mamma mia. I didn't sing it. I already sang earlier. Lost 5 subscribers in the process. Here's Timmy Raines. So Fernando threw 27 batters, 6 2/3 innings, 111 pitches, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs, both earned, and 6 strikeouts. Raines is 1 for 2. He has doubled and struck out. And with the infield finally playing back, let's drop one, shall we? Raines does. Yeager with a quick throw to Sachs, and that was a better play. So no runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, bunt doesn't work. Dodgers 3, Expos 2. ABBA, true story. BBC, if you're not, obviously the World Service, one of the best, most respected journalistic operations on the planet forever. Sachs, by the way, is 0 for 3. Let me give you Charlie Lee's numbers through 27 batters. 7 innings, 3 hits. No homers. He's walked 3, struck out 2, 3 runs all in. At home, the BBC is the popular music choice on the radio. Okay, Radio 1 is still what we would consider top 40 or CHR radio. Radio 2 is more for us old fogies who like older stuff. You might be familiar if you know music history at all, but there was a semi-popular band that came out of Liverpool. I can't remember the name of it, some sort of boogie name. But the most requested act ever on the Beeb is ABBA. Sachs is 0 for 3. Lee delivers. Got him! He struck him out in the 0-2 curve on the inside corner, and that's 3 for Lee. Kenny Landreau, he has walked twice. He's 0 for 1. He's walked once. He scored once. 3-2 Dodgers, top of the 8th, 1 out. Lee delivers, and there's a fly ball to right. Norman, 2 out. Here's Garvey. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And so Lee, as I said, got a quick inning and just eliminated. This won't be a CG, but he's held what the Expos bullpen has to do. Pitch to Garvey. Got him! He checked the swing in there at the knees, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 7.5 in the books as Fernando comes back out. Dodgers 3, Expos 2. Yeah, and the winner takes it all. Okay. It's full ABBA time in the chat. When Dave demos his wife is bad, she makes him watch Mamma Mia. I'm so sorry. Does Action PC have more gamma? There are delays I've seen drunken fans, but I've not seen anything with women with oversized airbags. Frank Tavares is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Well, there's nothing wrong with I Love Lucy, Clinton. And we know that none of us are the father on Maury. Or at least I hope not. Tavares strikes out. He looked at a 1-2. He swung on and missed at a 1-2 pitch. So here's Dawson, 1 for 3. Here's the best chance the Expos have. Dawson and Oliver. And if they should reach, Carter on deck, or would follow. Dawson is singled, stole a base, his 20th, and has an RBI. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to right center. Landreau comes in, 2 out. And so that brings up Oliver. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. That's right, you got some splaining to do, Clinton. Pitch to Oliver. There's a line drive in the left field. Monday picks it up on a hop, but the Expos have a tying run and 2 out for Gary Carter, who was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Fernando reaching his pitch count number here. 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Dodgers have stranded 3. What a job by Charlie Lee. Expos 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors, and then the 5 on so far. Wallach on deck, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Fernando, well, Yeager goes out to talk to Fernando. Pitch, Tyner lines one right to Russell at short, and that's it. So the Expos lead that guy on. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We'll have a pitching change here. It's the Dodgers 3, the Expos 2. And so Charlie Lee's day is done. And we're going to go with, well, Woody Fryman. No, Woody pitched the last 2 days. So Bryn Smith, who threw 59 pitches on Sunday the 4th, comes in to relieve. And it will be a double switch. He's going in for Dan Norman. And in the 9 hole will be Warren Cromartie. So Cromartie is 7 and 9 in the right. So it'll be Wallach, a pinch hitter, and Spire in the bottom of the 9th. Smith, 1 and 2 on the year with 3 saves. And a 3.26 ERA. This is appearance 24 for Bryn. His last time out was July 4th. As I said, 3 1/3 against the Pirates. Allowed 3 hits and struck out 5. Good work. So overall, 38 2/3 innings, 47 hits. 14 runs all earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 25. Picked up his 3rd save on the 4th. So it'll be Monday, say, in order for the Dodgers. Monday, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. And Smith's first delivery is a fly ball to left center. Dawson's there, 1 out. Here's Ron Say. Ron's 0 for 3. I don't know why Fred and... because they wore Dr. Scholl's Yabba Dabba shoes. There you go. Dr. Scholl's inserts for driving. Pitch to Say is a ground ball to Tavares. Over to Oliver's. Got to hurry. Say is quick. But Tavares made the play, and so there's 2 out. So it'll be Orta, who was walked and scored. He's 0 for 2. Wallach, a pinch hitter, and Spire. They were gelling indeed. Oh. Okay. So here we go. Smith has the first 2 here in the 9th. Pitch to Orta. Popped up. Dawson has it. Net retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Cardiac time here in Montreal after 8.5. Dodgers 3, Expos 2. So a tiring Fernando will face Timmy Wallach, who was 1 for 2. He hit a 6th triple of the year. So 3-2, bottom of the 9th. How you doing, Dale? Todd B needs to take some melatonin, it looks like. So the pitch to Wallach. Liner right to Russell for the first out. So they have no left-handed batters that can hit against lefties. Cromartie, by the way, could bat in this inning if the Expos do something. So who am I bringing up? It'll be Wallace Johnson. 12 for 36 on the year. That's 333 with an RBI. And since he really can't get ahead, we're going to try to bunt his way on. Good bunt, and it's foul. That was a great bunt. And it rolled foul. So 0-2 the count to Wallace, 1 out. Fernando deals, and there's a comeback right back to Fernando over to Garvey. And the Expos are down to their last out. Chris Spire, 1 for 3, is the last chance. If this is the National League Championship Series, we are in for a dandy. Because this, despite the chat, and like I said, it's a regular season game. I'm not upset about this at all. This has been everything in a bag of chips. Pitch to Spire, ground ball to Sachs, over to Garvey. The Dodgers are going to take game one of this two-game set, 3-2. And so a good game at Olympic Stadium. So Fernando Valenzuela goes to 13-4, and yep, you'll see him Tuesday night right here in Montreal. 9 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2 and struck out 7. Charlie Lee, 8 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. And Bryn Smith with a clean 9th. So the Dodgers just kind of chucking right along. They go to 53-31. The Expos still have the best record in baseball. Look, folks, they're on a pace to win 108 games. I don't know if they can or not, but they finished the first half at 54-27. And if you miss how he got the runs, Rick Monday with an RBI single in the 4th. Yeah, that one goes over well in Montreal. And then Fernando with a 2-run single in the 5th. Montreal got a couple back. Tim Wallach scored on a pass ball by Yeager to make it 3-1. And then Andre Dawson in the 6th with an RBI single. And then Fernando really shut the door. And so lots of baseball on this Wednesday. We go over halfway the next time. And so, yeah, I'm feeling better. Feeling a lot better. All right. Let's see. All right, let's go through the scoreboard really quick and quick. You guys are what make this happen, and because of your input is why that for the next month or so we're going to do all baseball games during the day. Once we get close, when the pennant races become real and we have to make some harder decisions, we'll sneak in that Wednesday night game again. But those will be now 4-game weeks at the end of the season. All right, let's get to it. Earlier in the day, Houston beat the Cubs 2-1. Don Sutton, one of his last games with Houston before he goes to Milwaukee, 5-7. Houston is 15.5 games behind the Dodgers. St. Louis pounds Atlanta 13-2. Joaquin Andujar goes to 9-7. Keith Hernandez hits his 9th of the year. Giants beat the Mets 9-3. That's enough I need to say about that. Philadelphia keeps pace. Philadelphia gains a game. It's now a 5-game bold as they beat the Padres 7-3. Marty Bystrom goes to 2-3. Bob Dernier hit his 6th of the year. Pirates shut out Cincinnati 5-0. Tom Seaver takes a loss for John Candelaria. Gets the win. The Royals have won 10 straight. I thought they had already. I think they've won 11 straight. Anyway, they beat Toronto 2-1. Larry Gura goes to 8-5. Milwaukee shuts out Minnesota. Bob McClure goes the distance, strikes out 7, goes to 5-4. Detroit beats Chicago 5-1. That's big. Ujer gets the win for the Tigers. Alan Trammell still is upset with me, 3-4 with a double and a stolen base. Texas beat Boston 3-1. Charlie Huff goes to 6-6. Yankees beat the A's 3-1. LaRoche gets the win. Dwayne Murphy with his 13th for Oakland. California clobbers Cleveland 14-2. Mike Wick goes to 9-2. Rod Carew with 3 RBI. And last but not least, the Orioles beat the Mariners 4-2. Storm Davis goes to 3-1. So this is the last you'll see of the standings before we go all the way to the All-Star game. Montreal leads Philadelphia by 5. St. Louis by 9. Pittsburgh by 11.5. The Dodgers have a 10-game lead over Atlanta. We will play Dodgers and Braves from Saturday, the next Friday afternoon. Detroit leads Baltimore by 2 in the East. Milwaukee by 7.5 and Toronto by 8. And the West seems to be where the action is. California by 1 over the red hot Royals and 3 over the White Sox. It's football on this channel tomorrow at lunchtime. The Patriots challenge the 91 Redskins and the 2007 Patriots. And then it's on to Super Week It's the 85 Bears on Sunday, the All-Star game on Tuesday, and the release of Action PC Football we're hoping on Thursday. And that doesn't include some hockey and Week 15 of baseball season. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you the next time.